Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, I'm feeling all a bit discombobulated as I sit here on a Tuesday morning because, of course, much of Tunbridge Wells, including myself, is without water. Um, who knows what the issue has been? Various announcements from South East Water about pumps failing. We've heard rumours of water quality, the supply being turned back on and causing leaks. It's just who knows what the situation is, but what is there's up to 20,000 homes without water, huge impact on schools. I have a young one who is at home doing home learning. That feels very triggering of the pandemic again. And there's the big schools closing with huge impact on those people. Many of you have obviously in their final year approaching GCSEs and A levels, and life is just tough without water, isn't it? I was chatting to my husband about it, about what would we, of the three big utilities, which is the one that we would hate to go off the most. We decided the electric, because that is just a killer. Like everything fails in the house. You can't do a thing except drink a glass of water, I suppose. And then we decided the water was probably the next one, actually, because when the gas goes off, if you do have gas, you can probably light a fire, buy little extra heaters, put some clothing on, boil a kettle still to have a wash when your water goes off. It's a nightmare. So hoping that it comes back on today. But of course, it feels ironic because we sit here in a spa town. There are quite a few spa towns across the UK. Quite a few that I counted up: Bath, Harrogate, Buxton, Cheltenham. They're the big ones. And I looked a bit into the history of it actually because it was quite interesting. We have got the chalybeate spring, often mispronounced because it is not spelt like that. It looks like chalybeate, but it is chalybeate. Got the chalybeate spring. And that just sits down here at the Pantiles, which of course was developed in the Georgian times to celebrate Tunbridge Wells water. So our water was first discovered, I think, either sort of 1606, 1609 by Lord North. He discovered the spa qualities of Tunbridge Wells, and it became a very fashionable place over the 17th century for the aristocracy and gentry to come, especially in the summer seasons. And of course, that became more and more popularised by Beau Nash, who was huge in the Bath social scene and continued to develop the Tunbridge Wells social scene. And then Queen Victoria, she really loved it here as well. But it wasn't until 1909, Edward VII actually gave us our royal status. So that happened a lot later. And it was in celebration of, obviously, the aristocracy, royalty, gentry enjoying our wonderful water qualities here, which is supposed to have healing powers and were lovely to take a bath in. I don't think you feel that quite so much now. There's a little spring down there. The lovely TW water, which you can buy from the vending machine, which is a beautiful water. They do a bubbles range, botanicals, flavoured still, really lovely. So go down there, you can get some of our gorgeous spa water. But yes, ironic, a spa town that keeps to have a history of continuing to be without water. Come on, Southeast Water, get your act together. Anyway, I will stop banging on about that. A little bit of a chat about the market. Obviously, I gave you the big update from the budget last week, and the markets and the general property market is perceived to have rallied quite well. And I think there will be a nice, strong selling season ahead as we head into January. I think it will be quiet in this run up to Christmas. Highly likely that there will be a base rate cut coming up. I think that is almost certain that it will go from 4 to 3.75% because inflation is kind of tipping down. And it was a real balance last time as to whether they cut or not. I think it's fairly certain they'll cut base rates again, which will give a nice boost into that new year market. Of course, Rachel Reeves in hot water for possibly over-dramatising the state of the economy. The OBR, the Office of Budget Responsibility, had just come out the day before, reported to her to say the economy was looking quite good. So why this real budget of austerity was delivered is causing question. And the Conservative Party calling for that to be investigated because feeling it is fraud, that we have all been hit with extra taxation. It actually wasn't as bad as we might have all thought. So who knows? It will whittle on. And we will just continue to watch. One thing I am going to talk to you more about next week is Renters' Rights Act. No longer a bill, it has been passed, it's an act, and they have come out now with the timetable and the map of implementation. So from 1st of May, next year Renters' Rights Act will become a thing, and there are some big changes that will hit the rental market. So I'm going to give you a bit more of an update on that next week. For this week, I suppose it's just all about that price-sensitive market that continues. A staggering figure that a solicitor reported that he thought 90% of sales had gesundering at the 11th hour, which is basically when you're just about to exchange and the buyer tries to get a reduction on the price, claiming some spurious reason, often just saying it's going to be that deal or nothing. We're not finding that at all. I cannot remember the last time I had any gesundering. We absolutely have price conversations along the way at the moment, especially following a survey. Works and trades have become very expensive, so there is definitely more of a feel around that. But generally, I don't see much gesundering, but that is that sign that buyers still continue to feel they hold all the power at the moment over this market and they want a good deal. But we negotiate hard and get things to quite a satisfactory level at the moment. So yes, lots going on in the run up to Christmas. Do come down to the Pantiles. I do hope that you enjoy our Christmas window. We've gone a bit low key this year, talking about the charities or the good causes locally that we've supported. So Skate, Rudolph Runner and the Mayor's Toy Appeal. So I have my big basket here behind me. Please do come in, bring your gifts and presents. We love seeing you all unwrapped. Remember, they need to know who they're for, so please don't wrap them. They like to put together a good selection. They can't do that. They don't know what's inside. So unwrapped, brand new toys. There's lots of detail on their website about who to buy for. So whatever you're doing in the run up to Christmas, I hope you have a good week and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.